Shanell today. I seen her do a show one night and she was on fire. So I had to come by and find out what she's doing, what she's up to, and how she's doing. Queen, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for allowing me this moment.
Thank you for this opportunity.
I'd like to find out how you got started.
Well, I got started little bitty girl, 5 years old. I've always loved music, always loved singing. And so I started in the church. Church choir, doing solos. And I love gospel music. I love praise and worship, gospel rap. I do it all. And as I got older, I got more and more into music. I started writing. By the time I was 21, I started doing shows. Wherever I can see an open mic, I was in there. By the time I was 22, I got more into the rapping. I really wasn't a rapper until I got older. I started going to the shows, seeing the guys do their thing, and I'm like, I can get there, I can do that, and so, and me being a female, I kind of got that little ego going, and so when they did like battles, to where, they put money in the bucket and you battle for the money, so I was like, I'm gonna get in that, and I was the only female, so the guys was really getting at me like, no, this is our stage, no females gonna come in here and take the stage, and I did that, I went in there and I took it, and it wasn't to prove a point. A lot of people don't understand music is who I am. I was born loving music, and I'm not trying to take nobody's spot. I'm just doing what I want to do. So I love it.
All right, she said music is what she is.
That's who I am. I'm music. That's who I am.
Where do you plan to go with your music? Where do you want it to take you?
Well, I want a career out of this. It's not something that, most people just want to lay back and be in the studio. Me, I want to get out there. I want people to know who I am. I want to do BET. I want to do videos. I want to take this to a whole nother different level that most people is not used to. You've had a lot of female singers. You have a lot of female rappers, and they're wonderful. I love them all, and they're my inspiration, like MC Light. See, I take it all the way. I love MC Light, Queen Latifah, UNITY, I like that. And that encouraged me to do what I do. And so I decided to be on a whole totally different level. So when I bring my music, I bring it in a way they're not used to it coming. And I love it. I love the feedback. I love what people love. And I just want to make people happy with music that they no longer hear. You have that back in the day with Gerald Levert, he's long gone, but I love this music. I like that soulful music, that music that, if they hear it today or 3 or 4 years from now, they still gonna say, oh, that's still bumping. And that's what I want. That's where I want to go.
So are you originally from Georgia?
No. I'm a country girl. I was born in Clarksville, Mississippi. I'm a country girl. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. I've only been in Georgia a little over a year. I decided to take it another level with my music. I talked to my family about it. I was going to come by myself. My sister and brother-in-law said, no, we're going to go with you. We're going to support you. And so we all came. The move was so quick. We came one weekend, found a place, and we moved the next weekend. And that's how they know how much, music means to me. And they're very supportive, and I thank God for a family that supports me.
Right. So with your music, are you in a musical family, or are you a solo artist?
With Renegades Entertainment. I introduced you to my manager, G-Money ESK. And he is the one that gave me a chance to work with me. He pushes me when, I'll say he's my trainer. When I get to the point to where, I don't want to do this, I don't want to quit. Sometimes we get there, he was like, no, you're not quitting, You're not this, you're not that. So I'm with Renegades Entertainment. I'm the first lady of the group, the only female in it, and I love my people.
Oh, okay. That's what I was getting ready to ask you. You're the only female. So how many are in the group, in the Renegades?
Well, it's a lot of us.
It's a lot of us.
It's a whole big family of us, and it keeps me on my toes to be the only female with all the males.
So you're well protected at the same time.
You know what? I'm very protected. They love me. I love them. You know, when we're out, I'm not scared of anything. I know they got me, and you know, and as long as we keep it professional, we're always professional. Our image is professional. You know, I have to keep that first lady image. I'm Queen Shanell, so I have to look the part. I got to always represent myself as a queen, and I want all the other women to do the same, to know your worth. You're who you. It's not, no matter what nobody else says about you. It's who you know you are, and you have to represent yourself as such.
Right. So in a male-dominated world of music, you do have the females out there. What makes you so different? That you know, what is your style that?
My style, what makes me different? I think everybody have their own way of portraying their music. My style, I want it to be more ladylike. You know, you hear a lot of female rappers now, they're on the same level as the guys. It's gangster, it's this. I get on that level sometimes, but I still want it to be sexy. I still want it to be ladylike. I don't want to get caught up and beginning to think that I'm a guy, because I'm not. I'm still a woman. I'm still a lady. And so whatever I put into my music, I still want you to see that sexiness. I still want you to see that I'm a lady. When I walk into the room, I want you to see, oh, that's sexy right there. You know, but when I open my mouth, I want you to be like, oh, wow, did she have that nerve? You know, and that's what I like to give people. That's what makes me different too. For a person to look at me, you done label me at how I look. Oh, she's a lady. I can sit down and you can say, oh, when she get up there, she's gonna sing. Because a lot of people see me as a singer, but when I open my mouth and rap, I blow them away. Where you get that from? And I tell them that's me, that's who I am. But they don't see that, because my image shows them a young lady, she's a singer, she's nice, and they still see it. But the rapping blows them away, they don't see that.
Okay, so this question is, with the powerful voice that you have and your rap, and you see how women these days, they're always like, they're so underdressed when they come out to perform. Is that something that you stray from, or do you add to?
Well, my thing is this. You're sexy and you don't have to show your body to show it. I'm dealing with my image now to where I don't think nothing's wrong with me, but I am, you know, stepping up my game a little bit, because I still want to keep the sexiness, but I still want to keep the respectful part of it as well. I'm not going to be on stage with no clothes on. That's just not what I'm going to do.
You said they ain't going to see mine.
You know, but if that's what they love to do, that's what they love to do. But however, I still want to keep my sexiness. So I'm doing some things, you know, thinking of an image of what I want to do, you know, how I want to portray myself. But I still got to think of the respect that I want to keep after. When I hit the stage, the same respect you give me before I hit the stage, I want the same respect when I get off of it. But the only way I'm going to get it, I got to show it first. I got to respect myself first. Nobody else is going to do that. So when I go out, you know, I look nice. I keep myself presentable as a lady. You know, I may wear skirts. I may wear shorts, but it's not going to be all up my hiney to where I know, but you know, but you know, to each his own. You know, to each his own. You know, I don't down anybody on what they like to do. I'm just, you know, being in the age group that I am, you know, I don't feel like I have to do all that to show my sexiness and how wonderful and pretty I am. You know.
Do you want everybody to know your age group, or when people ask you, do you say, oh, this is my age group?
I don't mind to know my age. I don't want, you know, most women don't like that, but I don't mind. The reason why I don't mind is because when young women come up after me, I want them to look at me and say, she did it at her age, why can't I?
You're absolutely right. I feel the same way, because I'm 51 and happy about it.
35 and happy about it.
And we made it. And people like, oh, you're over the hill, you shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, you know what? I'm still here. I'm still breathing. Ain't nothing over.
You know, but I have a lot of people tell me that. You're too old to be trying to go in the music business now. You're never too old to be blessed. And that's what they fail to realize. If God is going to bless me to go where I want to go, then why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying? Jesus didn't start his ministry until he was 33. So why can't I do mine at 35? So, you know, I take people, you know, I take take the criticism, I take it all, and I put it into my music. So you know, when I'm the kind of person you can't tell me what I can't do, because then I got to prove you that I can.
I got to prove you wrong.
Right.
And then
I'm not gonna throw it back in your face. I'm just gonna smile. You know, because in the end you're gonna shake my hand and you're gonna say, you know what, I like that, and I'm gonna say I appreciate it. Goodbye. You know. So you know, when you tell me I can't do nothing, that's my alter ego. Like, okay. I'm gonna show you.
I'm gonna show you what I can do.
And I raise my kids like that. I raise them and I tell them you can do whatever you set your mind to do.
You have sons and daughters.
I have 2 boys, and I have a daughter. She'll be 21 next week.
Right.
She has a 3-year-old son. My grandbaby, I call him Cole.
Oh, okay.
I have a 14-year-old, Joseph, and I call him Little Rio. He's also going to be in music with me.
Okay.
He's going to be doing some music with Mama, and I'm going to bring him on. He's very good. He sings and raps as well. He's a dancer as well.
Oh, right.
And I'm trying to get him connected to some people that can invest in him at his age.
Right.
And I have a 11-year-old, and I adopted him. He's not biologically mine, but
who's yours?
no, he's mine. I've had him since I was a year, and you know, I don't treat him no different. He's spoiled just like the rest of them, and I love my kids to death.
That's a big step to taking a child.
Oh yeah.
What brought that on, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, he's family.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, he's second cousins. His mom is my first cousin, and you know, she was just going through,
And you said I'm gonna step in
and just needed help from family,
Right.
and we did what we had to do as family, and you know, they're taken care of. She's doing wonderful. You know, the boys are great, and so, and he's been with us a while, and we just decided to keep it that way. It's best for him, and he knows who his mom is. And, you know, we family, we love each other to death. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So you have mentioned Queen Latifah, MC Light.
Oh yeah.
Who all do you look up to?
As a female in the industry, I'll tell you who I really, really admire the most. And a lot of people be like, oh, she's not all that, but I admire Beyonce. And the reason why I admire her is because when she had issues and problems, she didn't let that stop her. She kept going. She still, you know, you hear things on the internet about her husband. She never comments on it. She always keeps the ladylike side of her.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? That's what's up.
You know, and now that you said, you're absolutely right, because if you talk about my kids, we gonna have some words.
Yeah.
And with all that trash talk that
Right.
people say about the baby
and all of that, she keeps her
ladylike.
she keeps her ladylike. She keeps her composure.
Right.
All of that. You know, things we hear about the elevator incident. What I loved about her, she never said a word.
Right.
But she brought out a song, Flawless. In that song, she said, of course, something gonna go down when it's $1 billion on the elevator. You know what I'm saying? She knows how to come back.
Right.
But she does it in a professional, ladylike way. And everybody that talks about that incident now bump into her, I'm flawless, you know. And they ain't understanding that she actually done said something compared about all the talk that y'all are doing.
Right.
I love Beyonce to death. You know, I watch her shows. I mean, I look at how she works the stage. I look at everything. She's teaching me and don't even know me.
So
You know,
she's a teacher.
she don't even know me. I look at the way she works her stage, the way she performs, the way she holds herself, and I take all that in. You know, I look at Sierra, love her to death. The way that she does, you know, she has things going on. She does hers professional way too. Right. You have to really look at it. You never really hear about these women brawling, fighting, cutting up, but you know, you never really hear about that.
Sierra, I just read something on her the other day where it was saying that why she ain't really making it is because she's not half naked on the stage. She's boring, she's this, she's that.
Sierra,
How do you feel about comments like that?
let me tell you something. When people can get out of all that crazy talk and really look at the blessing that's in it, Sierra has made it. She probably has not made it to them,
Right.
but she's made it.
She's made it.
She is a woman.
Right.
She shows you that I don't have to be naked to prove myself. And Sierra, she's kind of like me. My music is going to speak for itself, and it does. Everybody loves Sierra. I love it. I love her dance moves. I look at her dances. I'm teaching myself. I look at them and I be You know,
trying to get
but
that.
yeah, you know, I'll never be Sierra.
Exactly.
But you know, hey, she's a mentor to
Because
me.
you're a queen.
Exactly. She's a mentor to me. My dream is to do music with these women. Sierra, Beyonce. I mean, I want to do music with Mary J. Blige, Fantasia. I mean, people can talk about them all day long, but them are some women that has power. They have a story behind their life, and you'll never know it, you know. And you know, when I sing the Fantasia story, that was me. I can relate to her. You know, I got pregnant early. You know, I went singing in the church. You know, trying to do this, do that, and I can relate to her. But what I like about it, she really never talks about all the stuff going on in her life. You know, we hear about things that happen with her, but she never comes out. You know, she never did. I mean, to her, these women are living their life, and they're doing what they have to do. And those are all mentors to me. All mentors. When you want to go, let's go back to the church. Shirley Caesar.
I love it to ask you. I love
me some Shirley Caesar. Karen Clark Shield, love her. Dolly Peoples, love her. You know, I love these women. All of these women play a part in me. And a lot of people say, well, you know, you sing, you do R&B. Before all of that, I was gospel.
Oh, okay.
So you have to know my life story. You know, I can walk in the church and shut it down. You know what I'm saying? That's,
we might have to get some shouting going on.
You know what? If you really want to know about it, I can praise and worship you about it. I can pray you on the table. You know, that's my foundation. You know, and you know, a lot of people don't agree with, you know, well, you decided to do this, but that was always me. You know,
that was my next question. When you hear how they separate music, it's secular, it's gospel, how do you feel you're gonna fit in, or do you fit in, or that separation doesn't even cross your path? It's music and that's just what it is.
It's music and that's what it is. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm thinking about doing a praise and worship CD. Even though I sing, even though I got my R&B, I'm thinking about doing gospel rap. Because I want to show people you need to get out of judging. Because if you really know your Bible, he said go into the highways and byways and compel men to come in. How do we do that? That's a question. How do you do that?
How do you do that?
Because everybody is on different levels. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody is not where you are. So instead of judging, you go out and you get them. My way, I'm going to get them with music. I'm going to get them with music. I'm going to get them with praise and worship. I'm going to get them with gospel. I'm going to go out there and get the ones that like R&B, rap. I'm going to get them.
You said I'm going to get them all.
I'm going to get them all.
That's what it is. You got to get them
and
all.
So, you know, I would love to do music with Johnny Copeland, all of them. You know, I love Yolanda Adams.
What about the Andrew
Johnson?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
We can talk about
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, God opened doors, and it's in His season, and I know that it's coming. You're going to see me doing a lot of things. I'm going to be a busybody, you know. I'm going to be gospel. Y'all going to see me in churches doing some stuff, because I don't care what people label me as. I know who I am. And no matter what I decide to do, I'm still a child of God. I believe in Him. Nobody else has to. I got faith in the God that I serve. And you know, and so, you know, in the end, you know, music is me. He created me. I was born loving music. And it's like that for a reason. And so I'm at the point now where I'm tired of sitting down on it. Not letting it go nowhere. It needs to come out, and people need to hear it and see what God is doing in my life.
I feel the same way about you, because I'm more into the gospel now, because I'm in church all the time, and if I could just get that moment to, you know, just let me do me. And
you know, you're gonna have people that's gonna have something to say. Even when you're dead and gone, your name gonna always pop up in something.
People's gonna remember.
So I mean, I'm living my life. You know, it's between me and God. Anyway, you know, so in the end, it's between me and God. I got to stand before Him at Judgment Day. So I'm out of what people think about me and what people say, because as long as I know who I am, as long as when I step out and you meet me, you can say that's a nice young lady right there. That's all I care about.
I picked that up when I had met you that night. I was like, wow. something in her, I don't know, was the hair color, you know, blondes stick together sometimes.
I was like, I like her. I really do. I gotta get back and talk with her and connect with her and, you know, find out more about what she's doing, where she's going.
So you said you want to be on BET.
I'm going
all the way up to the top.
All out. Sky is the limit. When you think about the sky, it goes past to the moon and everything. There's no limit to it.
Right.
So when I tell people ask me where you want to go, I tell them my destination is the sky. The sky is the limit. There is no limits to what I'm trying to do.
Any advice that you can give to young women that's trying to make it in with the music?
The best advice that I can give to anybody, because I've been there, is never give up. Never quit. I quit for 8 years. If I hadn't quit for 8 years, there's no telling where I would be by now. But I was so stuck on what people were saying, and how they was acting and what they were saying to me. So I put it to the side. I said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. But the longer that I had it on the side, I wasn't happy, because that's who I am. So my advice to you is never give up. Never have nobody, you know, tell you this or that. Always remember that you're a lady. Even though you're coming into a world where it's plenty of men that's into the music, into the rap, and always remember you're still a lady. Never forget that. You know, keep your head up. Always walk with your head up. I never walk with my head down. I always walk with it up, because I know who I am. I'm proud of who I am, and I'm not gonna let nobody take that away from me. So when you do your things, lady, do it with the pride that you have in you. Do it with all that you can bring, and be happy when you're doing it. And make sure you got passion for what you do. You'll make it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's the best advice that I've heard. You know, you have to have the passion,
You got to have
the
passion.
love, and don't worry about what people say.
Don't worry about
Because
it.
it'll always stop you when you start listening to that extra voice that has nothing to do with what you got going on.
Right, because I have a lot of people say, how can you keep doing this and the money is not coming in yet? Because I got passion for it.
Right.
You know, I know the money is going to come. I love music. Music is
money.
It's me performing is what I love best. I would get out there and do a whole concert for free, just to perform for people and have them rock to my music and be happy, and me just seeing that would make me happy, because that's what I love. You know, and I tell people, if you just in it just for money, you're in it for the wrong reason, because you never know when that's going to come. You have a lot of people that hit the music industry and then they bankrupt. You know, because they don't have the passion. You got to have passion for
So
what
if
you
that money come in, you can tell where they really was
Exactly.
Because it's gone, they're gone, nothing else happens.
Exactly. You got to have passion for what you do. If you got passion for it, you stick with it and you'll keep going. No matter how much money you make.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You'll keep with it, you'll keep bringing music, you'll keep doing your thing, because it's the passion that you have for what you do. And I love music. I never watch TV. I'm not a TV person.
Oh, okay.
I'm music all day
long.
every day.
You listen to country?
Country, jazz. I've just gotten into country. I'm just getting into jazz, rock, all that.
Where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Instagram. You can look me up, The Real Queen Shanell. I have a fan page on Facebook, just Shanell. If you want booking info, me to do shows or anything like that, you can reach me at 726 Renegades ENT@gmail.com. I also have my own email page, which is TaylorWaukesha@yahoo.com. Oh yeah, Waukesha's my real name.
Be on the lookout. This is the queen. This is the queen. Everybody be on the lookout for her. She's rising to the top. She's going to be all over the place. And I got it first.
Oh yes. High five, girl.
All right.
Ladies working it.
All right. This is the interview with Bubby Taylor. Rap. She does it all. She's beautiful, and she's the queen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Queen Shanell. Renegades.
Up in the club, about to buy me